and I'm just coming to the end of a long run, and I thought I'd just do the junior parkrun route for you. So here's where we meet in sort of the east edge of the park, and you can see kind of the nice sort of promenades coming down to this central point. So we meet sort of behind this bin is actually the start line, going that way, and the finish is there. All the first timers briefing is here, and we do 2k. All the kids, sorry, do 2k around the park. So I'll run just to show you the route. It's for kids aged 4 to 14, but yeah, so let's have a little go. So you're starting off down here. So kids aged 4 to 14, but obviously their parents or adults can help and volunteer. You're all very welcome. Sometimes kids that are under 4 get pushed around in buggies and stuff as well, which is also fine, but they don't get a result. So it's a free event every Sunday morning. Briefings at 10 to 9. So when you run around, you'll see marshals. So there's a marshal here to stop people running out of the park. You can go around here. Sometimes there's a marshal here as well to stop people going to the playground, particularly the younger ones. Getting past the playground is the first test. Not a massive car park, and I think you probably have to pay now. You maybe get an hour free, so you might be able to get free parking, but ideally make another way here rather than driving. So going past the play park, there's some toilets over here. And you'll see another marshal here to stop people running out of the park. But the toilets are always open. There's a water point if you want to fill your bottle. Flo's Cafe, where lots of people have a coffee afterwards, and we do the results processing afterwards. It's also where our kit is stored, and if anyone wants to help with setup, that's where we store all our kit. There's normally a marshal here as well, just to remind you to keep going and not run out of the park. Down here, past the tennis courts. So we're in November now, so you've got all of the autumnal trees. It's not very cold. But I'm not complaining about that, but it will get colder. So every week, pretty much without fail, all the way through the year. It's a nice little nature space here. Used to be a crazy golf course. But okay, so here, there's another entrance to the park, but there's a marshal somewhere around here to stop you going out as well. And we go around here. There's a little map if you want to see the map. So going down this straight instead, the bandstand. A very pretty park. This is the longest straight, I think, from corner to corner. Parents often like sort of sending the kids off there and then coming here to support and then going back and forth along there. You can obviously run with your junior, that's fine, but don't run the last bit. You let them do that on their own so they get a token. And yeah, dogs aren't allowed, although it's quite a dog friendly park, but the dogs aren't allowed at the event in terms of like dogs wouldn't be allowed to run with the kids, if you see what I mean. So that's a rule for junior parkrun. Some of the adult parkruns allow 1 dog per runner, but not the juniors. Jan's Avenue. So these trees were planted in memory of a friend of ours, Jan Seed. who died a few years ago. These trees are looking extremely healthy now. Look at that. So there's one marshal behind us, sorry, at the crossroads to keep you going. Sometimes there's more marshals down here. If we have extras, because it's such a long path, just to sort of encourage people and keep people going, we can always do with more marshals. So now we're coming up to the top corner. Or what I think of as the top corner. So yeah, there are dogs in the park, but so there'll be a marshal here normally to stop you running out of the park. There's a lovely flag of all the a flag of all the flags just round here. So we go around here. This is a long straight, but not as long as the other one. So it's a nice sunny day. It's about midday when I'm filming this, so often the sun is just coming up. Again, if we have extra marshals, sometimes there might be a marshal sort of on this big long straight. So they're kind of really important just to kind of keep people motivated, keep people going. For a lot of kids, 2K is a really long way. So yeah, just keeping them going. Obviously you can't really get lost on a long straight, but it's still an important part of it, just to keep the enthusiasm up. And of course you can walk as well. So we've had quite a few walkers in recent months, which is great. It's not a race. You can go whatever pace you like. So at this point here, we turn left, and there'll be a marshal here just to direct you, because that does look like it's carrying on, but there'll be a marshal there to get you to go over the bridge and back to the start point or the lap point. Sometimes I do some chalking on this bridge. I like to put a little jump sometimes to get people to jump. And there's often hands which people give high fives and stuff. Okay, so this is one lap, so we've done 1K. So at this point, don't go to the finish, you go round again. And I think I will go round again because I need to do another kilometre, or well, actually I need to do another 6 or 7 kilometres. I'm actually running a marathon today, so this is near the end of my marathon training, or my marathon, don't know what it is, marathon for fun. But yeah, let's do the second lap. So do a second lap. The marshals, if you're marshalling for the first time, you stay in place until you see the tail walker come past. So all of the walkers are last, and there's a tail walker whose job it is to be very, very last at the back of the pack. When that tail walker's gone past, then you can make your way back. Yeah, so this is quite a cool facility, the park, and the cafe backs onto the park, so you can get a coffee afterwards if you want to. Okay. Normally it's going for about half an hour, so I'd say the walkers, I mean there's no time limit. Normally it's about half an hour for the walkers to get round. So if you're volunteering, you need to turn up sort of half past 8 ideally, and normally it's sort of over by about 9:30, maybe a little bit later. So that's sort of the commitment for most volunteers. If you're a run director, then you have to be there sort of 8 a.m. or if you're helping with setup, and sometimes people are there till about 10 a.m. to do results and stuff like that, but that's not everybody. So if you can spare an hour, and especially people that come with two parents, the kids that have two parents, maybe one of you could volunteer, or you can volunteer with your junior. Actually, I've seen a few juniors recently that volunteered with their parent, which is great. Unfortunately, we can't let kids or teenagers do it on their own. Well, it depends on their age. I think we have had some D of E kids and they need to be sort of near other responsible adults, but for our safeguarding, you know, you can't have a young junior obviously on their own, understandably. So they, you know, they can volunteer with parents, and so you can volunteer as a tail walker. So I know Rowan done it a few times, being a tail walker. I don't know any other kid tail walkers, but you know, by all means, if you're a walker, why not? You get the volunteer credit as well. So we're coming round to this point. Feels good when you get to this point on second lap because you're maybe 2/3 of the way. This straight though is definitely the longest straight. I think this is probably where a lot of kids maybe struggle a bit, just to stay motivated. Long path, keep going. Let's show you a different view, can I? Oh yeah, there we are. There's me running down it. So obviously I can't film when we have kids and put it on my YouTube channel, but this gives you an idea of the park and the route, so you get an idea. And we get quite a few kind of tourists, people coming from different places. Junior park runs all around the country and in other countries as well, but I think England is the pioneer of junior park run. Also quite a lot of schools are linked with junior park run now, so we're trying to get St Fry's Wide, one of the schools I teach, linked up. I think Larkrise also I teach. There's a few schools, Mary and John's I think are linked. It's a great thing, and it's free. Obviously it means getting up on a Sunday morning, but if you can manage that, there's probably a junior park run near you, even if it's not this one. Jan's Avenue again. And my probably suggestion is not to push your kid, especially if they've not done it before. If they just want to do one lap and then stop, yes, they've not completed, but that's still better than not doing it. Or if they do a bit and then want to walk, or, you know, it's just anything is better than nothing. And the ones that we see, obviously, that do complete it really enjoy it, but to get to that stage can be a bit of a mission for a lot of kids. But volunteering is another option, certainly. So, you know, they could come and hold an inflatable hand and give high fives and stuff like that. And, you know, if they do a little bit, that's fine too. But most of the kids we see obviously want to complete it. 2K is a long way for little legs. So this is the final straight. Apologise that it's a little bit shaky, but that's the way it is. I don't have one of these, what's it called, a gimbal, where you hold it and it stabilises it, unfortunately. Well, not yet anyway, but you can make out the route certainly. And yeah, some absolutely gorgeous trees. There's a little kind of playground in the middle of the woods as well. So there, you know, little zip line there, some play equipment there. You know, so there's lots of things to explore in Florence Park and the cafe, Flo's Cafe. There's another little kind of cafe outlet by the tennis court as well. So, and the trapeze is seasonal, but I think it's still up. So they'll probably be taking it down soon, I imagine, because it's not really the right season for it. But that seems to be quite popular on the old bowling green. Comes back every year. You can see. So yeah, at this point, remember to go left. That's a very important marshal. I think that's probably the the one where most people might go wrong. But once you know the course, it's fairly straightforward. And remember, 2 laps. So this time, especially if you're a whizzing runner, some people might still be here walking, and just be, you know, patient overtaking. It's not a race. And then you'll see some cones to lead you to the finish, which will be up by these trees. So this is the point where, if you're running with your junior, you let them do this last bit on their own. So if you're an adult running with your junior, just encourage them to run that last bit. Most of them do it anyway on their own, and try not to run in the finish funnel. So you'll run up here, there'll be cones, and then round about here, I know it's not there, but there'll be a finish thing. You go through the finish thing, you get a time. So someone will be here doing a timekeeper, which could be you if you're an adult. And then you get here and you get a token. So the token, which you get, then you take it to someone to scan the token. You can have a breath here. There's plenty of time to, once you've gone through the funnel, you can just relax a bit. You'll have that token. We need that token back, and that token will go to the people that have normally stood around here, and they'll scan that token, which is your position, and then they'll also scan your own barcode. So if you've not got your own barcode, do go to the parkrun website and register. It's free, and then you'll get a time. If you haven't registered for whatever reason, or you don't want to register, or just haven't done it, just give our token back, and then you won't get an official time, but you'll still know your position. So you'll know, but it just won't be in the official results. Okay, so that's junior parkrun. I hope that was useful, and yeah, like I said, I'll share that on the Florence Park Junior Parkrun page, so for people that have never done the course before, just to see what it's like. And I'll see you on a Sunday morning sometime. Okay, bye-bye.